Well, tonight we're remembering music legend Bobby Vee. He died this morning due to complications of Alzheimer's disease at the age of 73.
The Minnesota musician was a champion for charitable causes around the state. KARE 11's Brian Pyatt is here with more on his life. Brian?
Yeah, hi guys. You mentioned charity. Bobby Vee and his family's Rockin' Around the Clock fundraiser concerts have raised more than $1 million for St. Cloud Cathedral High School. Vee not only leaving an impact on his community, but also the entire music world.
This is one of his hits, Come Back When You Grow Up.
Bobby Vee's music still sitting on the shelves at Mr. Zero's in Roseville.
And this is one of his best ofs.
Take good care of my... Bobby Vee from Fargo, North Dakota, thrust into the national spotlight after the plane crash that killed Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper in 1959.
So the Winter Dance Party was probably the first big tour ever. And Buddy died in the middle of it. And then Bobby Vee steps in with the Shadows and takes over to finish out the contract and the tour.
Bobby Vee went on to have nearly 40 singles that reached the Billboard Hot 100. And despite all the success, he settled down in St. Joseph, Minnesota. Richard Schwinden, the owner of Mr. Zero, saw him perform back in 2004.
I'm standing there and looking at him going like, this guy is part of the original rock and roll from the late 50s, early 60s. And he was very humble. He didn't have really an attitude or an ego about him.
Our own Boyd Hoopert caught up with the music icon back in 2014 to talk about his struggles with Alzheimer's. He stopped performing in 2011 after being diagnosed. But no disease taking away his musical legacy that impacted artists like Bob Dylan and the Beatles.
If Bobby Vee is influencing the Beatles and the Beatles changed the world, I'd say he had a pretty big impact.
Now, Vee had been in hospice care for the last year at a memory care facility in Rogers. We are told that that is where he passed away quietly this morning. Randy and Julie with his family by his side.
All right. Thank you, Brian.
You bet.